inherited through Christ. Every trap, every lust, and the pride that is in the world are set against me on all sides. The hope that I have is in patiently walking according to your word and staying firm to the covenant I have made with you. The world cannot strip me of my authority, but I can hand it over. I will not be deceived by what I see, hear, or how I feel. If it is not of God, then it is for my destruction. Help me, Lord, to see the spirit behind the temptation. The word tells me that Satan came to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus comes that I might have life and have it more abundantly. I rebuke and bind every influence that seeks to draw me away from you. For it is nothing more than a gateway to hell and will rob me of my eternal destiny. Father, I know you are able to do all things, and there is nothing that is impossible for you. Right now, Lord, I remember my first love, and I am prepared today to exercise faith in the light of circumstances, sacrifice my own wants and desires in order to embrace yours, stand on the word of God, even if it causes me to be peculiar, deny my flesh and feelings regardless of the temptation, and not make decisions based on what I see or think. I will forget about the past and press towards the mark. I will walk as a prophet of God, put my head up, and if nobody is there to encourage me, then I will encourage myself. I will not be ashamed to follow the examples of Christ, even in the face of persecution. To think differently in the light of the negative labels and slander I may endure, nor will I be afraid of the prince of this world. The world around me is not my home, and each day it becomes more a reflection of Satan, its prince. I am not ignorant to Satan's devices, and I understand that the world is designed for my destruction. The allurement of pleasure and the temptations that cross my eyes are for the purpose of robbing me of everything I have inherited through Christ. Every trap, every lust, and the pride that is in the world are set against me on all sides. The hope that I have is in patiently walking according to your word and staying firm to the covenant I have made with.
I hope you're enjoying the Zaki Baruti show. Now, we need your help to get the word out about this community affair program and so many others. Now, how do you do that? Well, you tell folks to turn to 24.2 on their television set, and even family, friends, relatives that live outside of the area, well, get them to put the NLEC TV app on their phones and look it up on their computer. 24 hours of wholesome family programming. So much community programming that you're not getting on other stations right here on NLEC TV. So please spread the word. And while you're doing that, continue to get involved in the work of the New Life Evangelistic Center. So many opportunities awaiting you and your family at this particular time. New Life Evangelistic Center is on the front lines with first responders, directly helping homeless people day after day after day. Behind me are the new headquarters for the New Life Evangelistic Center, along with the studios for NLEC TV or 24.2. You may want to drop by and visit them sometime. This is where we record the Zaki Baruti program at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. New Life Evangelistic Center is offering homeless people so many opportunities to be set free from the cycle of homelessness, has a wide variety of safe houses, and so many women and children are staying there, and they're learning all different kinds of different skills, all kinds of skills here at 2428 Woodson Road. We also have the training centers in New Bloomfield, Missouri, Marshfield, Missouri, the largest daytime walk-in facility, southwestern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas at 806 North Jefferson, in Springfield, Missouri, the worldwide work of the New Life Evangelistic Center in Calcutta, India, and then in Lagos, Nigeria, and in Haiti, all over New Life Evangelistic Center, trying to help people that are in need. New Life Evangelistic Center receives no city, state, or federal dollars, and we're only able to do this as a result of the prayers and involvement of caring people like you. So please pray for this work, and please partner with the New Life Evangelistic Center so we continue to keep the Zaki Baruti Show and the other community affair programs on the air. Remember, tell everyone you know about it, and go to the NLEC TV app.
When times are tough, we need to turn to God and trust Him. Right now, across the country, many are experiencing economic hardship. Maybe for the first time, people are having to strain in their budgets with their finances. There's so many people who are experiencing homelessness, and that number is going to continue to rise. You are needed right now to partner alongside New Life Evangelistic Center. You can make real change in the lives of men and women who are experiencing homelessness. By offering gospel-like love in word and deed, you can help holistically support men and women who are suffering in so many different ways. We need you now. Please call our center at 314-421-3020, 314-421-3020 and get involved today. You are needed. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Welcome back to Conversation with Zaki Baruti. In the studio with me is a longtime friend and business owner of
King Prince Barbecue, 2700 Union.
Barbecue. Now, what address?
2700 Union.
And how long have you been in business there?
I've been in business this go-round for coming up on 8 years. Remember, I told you that I've been knocked down, shut down, kicked down, and it's always from a political structure in my own community. That I love. I love my people. I love my community. I don't have a problem with the area that I'm in. I have a problem with the treatment and the injustices that we have to encounter from our political structure.
So with that said, you made mention on the other side of the break about the American Rescue Plan, and so are you satisfied with the American Rescue Plan? And what is the American Rescue Plan for our audience?
For the listening audience, when COVID struck, it devastated the world. Not just us, but the world. Many people were shut down, confined, couldn't go to work. First time in my life I ever saw that mass, churches, synagogue, nobody was operating.
You're right.
It shut the country down. And as a result, there were residual effects behind that. And the American government recognized that. And they thought we always bail out other countries and send aid to other countries. We got to put some aid to our own people in our own United States right now, post-COVID. So they created what is known as the American Rescue Plan. Most folks call it ARPA. When you hear folks talking about the ARPA funds, that's money from that $1.9 trillion that was allocated to address some of the ills of post-COVID. So the federal government allocated $512 million initially for poverty-stricken areas and areas in the HUD census tract for the city of St. Louis, mostly North St. Louis.
How much?
$512 plus million.
Okay, for the St. Louis area.
That's for North St. Louis.
North St. Louis.
North St. Louis. So now what you got to understand is how to get this money, because if you go back to March of 2001, the State of the Union address, and I'm ashamed to say this, but I sat that night and watched the State of the Union address, and many of the things that they said didn't resonate because I'm so used to and accustomed to being lied from politicians and misled and deceived by politicians. So I didn't believe what they were saying was true. The president said, we're going to have to, if we want to make our country all it can be and should be, we must start building from the bottom up. He said, starting with the HUD census tract. That's us.
And what is the HUD census?
The HUD census tract is a poverty-stricken area and community of a given geographical area where it's mostly poor folks and disenfranchised people and people of color. Now we're not only being identified as people of color, it is, to my understanding, the approach that they're going to be taking in the days to come is to give us our true identity, which is indigenous people. That which is the people that have been stripped of their culture, their language, their heritage, and all these things we fall in the category of as a people in the community. So
go ahead, I'm sorry.
So the disenfranchised people were sent monies through the ARPA funds to help correct some of the ills that we had been inflicted upon.
Okay, then. So money has been sent St. Louis. When was this money sent?
This money was sent back in early 2001.
And the money to help people, how was the form of the money to be distributed
if you
to help?
listen to the State of the Union address, and I encourage people to pull it up because it's on YouTube.
And that State of the Union address was by the current president, Joe Biden.
It was Biden in March of 2001.
Right.
And one of the things I always harp on, I have a sense of pride in my integrity. And I always want to give accurate and truthful information.
Absolutely.
And I encourage, and anytime you hear me speak, I'm going to always encourage people. If you ever hear me say anything that's untruthful, anything that's false or wrong, I encourage people to correct me because I am correctable. I love to be corrected because I want to be accurate as possible. So if you go to March, the State of the Union address, the president spoke about the people that had deceived and frauded the PPP money that was sent out previously. Remind you, we're in a crisis. Folks can't work. Folks can't get around. People panic. And some people took advantage of the system and frauded it and got money who didn't even have businesses.
Right.
So they wanted to correct that this time by now saying we're going to entrust local government to identify these people and expeditiously get them the monies so that they can help bounce back. The task was to identify the ills and challenges we had during COVID and get the necessary tools and resources to prepare for future streams so that we didn't have to shut down. They were trying to put things in place so if this stuff comes back, and it's coming, that we wouldn't have to, as a nation, shut down. We'll be in position to continue to operate through it. Our local government made an unconscious decision to sit on those funds, place them somewhere to get interest, and keep them from poor folks. There was money there for households, home improvements. There was money to like, we talk about how all these people were riding around with the expired tags and whatnot. Post-COVID, there was money allocated and available to address that ill. But the problem is that our local government did not do what it was instructed to do, and that was take this money, begin the process of rebuilding from the bottom up. And the president, if you go and look, don't take my word for it, he stated, this is not enough money. But get it started and sit back and tell us how much more you need.
So with that said then, so you're saying since 2021, am I correct?
Correct.
That this
American Rescue Plan money.
Okay, has been sent to the city of St. Louis for the purpose of identifying the needs of North St. Louis, predominantly black area, indigenous people, and it has not been distributed.
It has been set on in a fund somewhere collecting interest.
Okay, on that note, we got to take another break.
Behind me is the New Life Evangelistic Center administrative offices in Overland, Missouri. And this is where we shoot our shows for our worship shows and the Here's Help Network. And it's also where Zakid Baroudi and Bernie Hayes shoot their shows. You can find all of these shows at the New Life Evangelistic Center app, the NLEC TV app. You can also access them on your tablet or on your computer. And this is how you can stay up to date with all the things that New Life Evangelistic Center is doing. There are so many different programs that we've got going on, and God is doing many exciting things through partners like you. So if you want to support the work that New Life is doing, then please access and give through the app. You can go online at nlecstl.org or give us a call at 314-421-3020. Again, 314-421-3020. But this is the best way to get plugged into the amazing work that New Life is doing through people like you. And so there is something for you to get involved in today. And we are so thankful for our partners. Only through the grace of God and your gift are we able to bless others today.
Welcome back to Conversation with Zakid Baroudi. In studio with me is a businessman that I've known for a number of years, Brother Prince Carter, who is the owner of
King Prince Barbecue, located at 2700 Union.
And he's laying out what he feels is a serious issue in our community.
A grave injustice, my brother.
I stand corrected. Okay. And why you say it's a grave injustice?
Because at the time these funds were sent and allocated, we were going through a crisis. That money was sent to aid and assist us in getting out of and through that crisis. And
it has not been.
No, it still hasn't been. They're
Okay.
still holding that money. It's been 1,057 days to the date that this money has been held hostage from poor black folks in North St. Louis. Let me say that again, because I don't think you heard me. I said, to this day, today, as of January 26, 2024, it has been 1,057 days that American Rescue Plan funds has been held hostage from poor black folks in North St. Louis City.
Now, let me ask this question, and that's from the political leadership. Is that the Board of Aldermen, the mayor's office? Who has the decision-making power to release the money?
Here's the deal. I'm just going to give it to you like it is. They've been passing the buck.
And who you saying?
I'm going to break it down to you.
Okay.
St. Louis Development Corporation is where allegedly the money was supposed to go to distribute. St. Louis Development Corporation is faulting the Board of Aldermen for tying it up, and the Board of Aldermen is faulting St. Louis Development Corporation. And the key thing about this is the mayor appointed those at St. Louis Development Corporation. So in my opinion, she bears responsibility for those that she chose and appointed to carry out this task. So if they're not, me personally, if I got people on my team that's not doing what's supposed to be done in a crisis,
Right.
okay, I'm going to step in and get it done myself if I have to, but it's going to get done because there's no reason that when you're in an emergency stage that these people are out here suffering and they got funds awarded by the federal government and you're going to continue to sit on them.
Have you or any other organizations reached out to the mayor, the Board of Aldermen, and brought that to their attention?
According to my track, I've been reaching out to the mayor since she got in office.
And what kind of response have you been getting?
None existing.
She has not reached out, returned.
She every time I try to converse with her about it, she directs me to St. Louis Development Corporation. She won't even talk to me.
Okay.
At one time, she did have one of her staff members sit down with myself and Bill Monroe. We had went to her office. This was probably 2 years ago.
And what about any other organization? Are there other people out here that has the passion that you have as far as...
We are in the organizing stage right now. There are other business owners who are frustrated about this. Me personally, I've had to fill out this application for this money 3 times because they keep changing criteria. It's like, it's like a carrot and you put it in front of the rabbit. As soon as you get to it, then you take it back a little further and start over. And that's the type of things that I've been dealing with and the obstacles and the hurdles that they've created. And some of our people have just gotten frustrated and gave up and walked away and said, the heck with it.
Okay, for just public record then, I will, part of our show, directly reach out to the mayor to see if she'll come be part of this show and ask some direct questions of her. So in response to what's happening, what type of actions are you looking at taking in terms of galvanizing people to address that issue?
From my teachings and the folks that groomed me up, it's all about organizing. And what I'm doing now is attempting to collect as much information as possible from people that was distracted, discouraged, and just blatantly turned off from the process and had to give up. We're going to try to get these people, because this is going to be a part of our history, whether we like it or not. And so it's important now to accurately document the challenges, the ills, and the injustices that were inflicted upon our people by our people. And we need to put that in writing. And that's what we're doing now is in the phase of documenting these ills, because at some point in time in the days to come, there's more money on the way. And what we're saying as business owners, as people in the community, we here do not trust the corrupt political structure to do this. We want to have access to go directly to the federal government and have those funds sent directly to the people.
Okay, we got to take another break.
As we feel the darkness pressing in upon us, both personal needs and needs in the world, society as a whole.
I'm going to stop it right there. Good evening. Yours truly, Prince Carter. I gotta make a quick call. I got somebody that I'm going to bring on here who is supposed to interview this morning, and I'm going to see if we can get him on the phone now. We had some phone troubles this morning, and we weren't able to get him on. And I'm gonna see if I can talk to this brother now.
Hey, Bruce, what's going on?
Brother Pianki, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
All right. Brother Pianki, we were talking earlier this morning about the subject came up about Donald Trump. And knowing that you were probably one of his biggest fans or biggest supporters, the question was raised, how do you feel about Donald Trump today and what he's inflicted upon the African-American community?
Donald Trump approval rating is near 70%. Doing a damn good job.
You think he's doing
He's utilizing talent. He's utilizing talent. He's utilizing skills. He's utilizing technology to get things done and to reveal to the American people how they're being ripped off.
Mm-hmm. So now, at one point in time, Brother Pianki, you were a member of an organization that I was very fond of, MBUF.
Yeah.
How do you go from MBUF to supporting Donald Trump? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, the MBUF was a school choice, so is Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
MBUF was for left government interference, so is Donald Trump. It's policies. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with Donald Trump. Nobody thought anything wrong with Donald Trump when he took Jennifer Hudson's family and put him up in his hotel to protect him from the fools that was trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, he dated black women for about 3 years. There's nothing wrong with that, man. What's wrong with him?
Who dated black women?
Donald Trump.
Well, a lot of white men date prostitutes and things of that nature. There's nothing new about that.
And a lot of black women date lazy fools.
Mm-hmm. So when you say black women date lazy fools, you're talking in terms of what? Be more specific when you say that.
Well, when you say that white men date prostitutes, so you saying that?
Well, rich white men, they have a track record of that.
Well, black men got the same track record.
Mm-hmm. Pianki, do you even like black people anymore?
Some of them I can't stand.
You can't.
Like the ones that carjacked the couple down there at the foot of Grand and Highway 70. I can't stand them. Do you?
No, I don't approve of that. But I'm trying to get to your loyalty and your love and your support for Donald Trump.
There's no loyalty. My loyalty. Donald Trump has political policies that I adore.
How do you feel about Donald Trump taking away Martin Luther King holiday? Do you support that?
He ain't taking away anything. That's up to people to celebrate, states to celebrate if they want to. You can't make a state do something. How's he taking away somebody's holiday?
Well, he said we had too many holidays, and he wanted to eliminate any holidays that were racially motivated or promoted racism.
Somebody tried to say that Kwanzaa is an American holiday. Kwanzaa was created by a criminal. He was a criminal. He tortured black women. He hung them up from the rafters by the ankles, put water holes in their vaginas, and put lit cigarettes on their bodies. He killed Black Panther members.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what that has to do with Donald Trump. We were talking about Donald Trump.
Well, we're talking about the substance of things that go on.
So you're steadfast on saying that Donald Trump is in the interest of the black community?
Anytime you're in the interest of lowering taxes, anytime that you're in the interest of making sure that we have fair trade and not open trade, anytime that you're in the interest for border security, yes, that's for the interest of black American citizens, Mexican American citizens, Japanese American citizens, Nigerian American citizens.
You don't see the hatred and the racism that Donald Trump promotes and inflicts upon people?
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, a prime example would be January 6th when he went and created a riot at the Capitol and caused people to get injured and lose their lives. Donald Trump is setting the stage for.
Who said he did that? Who charged him with that?
So you're going to play that game? Who charged him with it? He wasn't charged because he was.
When you were driving, when's the last time you got a traffic ticket? Was you guilty or innocent?
I was guilty.
All right then. Now that wasn't no game. You was charged for doing something that you done that you just now and then said you was guilty of doing.
No, I didn't say I was guilty. As a black man in America, I'm always guilty until proven innocent. You're not. You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But as a black man in America, I'm guilty until proven innocent.
I ain't never experienced that. My kids never have experienced that. My grandson never experienced that.
So because you haven't experienced, it doesn't exist then, right?
Well, then you need to be more specific and detailed. Say maybe some think that. All don't.
Well, I think it. How about that?
Well, that's your experience, parents. Like I said, I never experienced that.
I'm just really lost for words, because you did a 360 in my opinion with this whole Trump thing.
I haven't done no 360. I've been the same way all the time. I never experienced these things, so that's a chance that people experience. You got young men that's shooting up your neighborhoods there around Newstead, Natural Bridge. That ain't no white man making them do that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you know that.
The residual effects of the treatment of the white man can cause that. And in many cases, that be the case.
Like what?
Well, when you look at the whole...
In St. Louis, like what?
What I'm referring to, Brother Bianchi, is this. When you look at a system that has been designated and designed to hold black people down and to set a unlevel playing field, for lack of better words, when you take away economic development, when you take away resources for education, when you take away things like...
let's stop on those two right there.
Okay,
let's stop on that two right there. You said resources, education, like what type of resources?
Well,
buildings?
We talk about buildings. We talk about equipment, computers. We talk about...
All right, then let's stop right there. I built 8 or 11. I have to get my books out. I built 8 or 11 brand new public school buildings in the St. Louis Public School District. Mm-hmm. And I'm here to tell you that those buildings are just as modern as any I've done any place else.
You think so?
I know so. Okay. The last one I done was Vashon High School.
You talking about the school that they didn't even give the kids a soccer field, a track field, a football stadium, a swimming pool, the things that help build school spirit and school morale. You talking about that, Vashon? The one they get ready to take away and give it to the white folks and kick the black kids out and put them over at Beaumont. That's the Vashon you're referring to?
You see that baseball field across the street on Cass there?
That was there before the high school was even built. That was a neighborhood community park years prior to the school being built. It could be
because my grandson played there.
Bianchi, that baseball field was there before. It was before Vashon was built. That little stadium was there when Senator Banks was a senator, long before the school was built.
That Cardinal Field, it was
rededicated.
Brand new.
It was rededicated years ago, but that's not their field. That's not the high school field.
That field was built to be a top-notch field because I got bids in order for the company to build it up. The same company that I got bids, and they did do Matthew Dickies for the RBI tournament that was held back in like 2014. That field's been there.
But my point is this:
they don't play on it.
It's not big enough for the high school. They should have included it in that empty field.
That's a full-size field. It's even got a warning track on it. What are you talking about? It's not big enough. What is big enough? It's got 90-foot baselines.
So you saying that it's okay?
Stop that, Prince.
Well, I'm gonna gonna stop you because you're going a little too far. I don't appreciate the nonsense. Now you're gonna try to out-talk me and over-talk me. That's not gonna be top-right. When I talk, you stop, and that's just the way it's gonna be, Bianca. If you want to come back, you're more than welcome to, but you're gonna have to learn some discipline and respect. This is a brother who, back in the day, was all black power and black movement, and now he's supporting Donald Trump and saying that Donald Trump is in the interest of our people and our community. I just don't get it. I really don't. And I'm not going to waste any more time with him this evening. Back to you, and we're going to take a short segment here. I got to bring something up and get some things situated, and we'll be right back with more of the press.
I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister. I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister.
It is time for us to use our power. Please do not beg folks for power. Nobody is going to give it to you. You were born with power.
Some very sad news for all of you and people who love peace all over the world. Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis. I will never say that.
We gotta use another phone line. 314-536-1458. 536-1458. Working in the dark right now, but we're still working. I wanted to talk this morning about a number of things that has been transparent in our community. And one of them is this reckless driving that we've been plagued with for the last several years. We have a list of and a number of issues that we need to be addressing, but it's so many. That's one of the things that I always say, that we as a people, as a community, are so overwhelmed with so much work to do and so little people to do the work. Oftentimes, most of the change and the improvements or the enhancements have been attributed to folks that are, in fact, for lack of better words, they are a few people that get the job done for the masses. You know, I look at these elections. Oftentimes we have elections and it's less than 25, sometimes even 10 or 15% of the registered voters that go out and vote that makes the decision for the masses. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think we as a people need to be more vigilant and more determined to get out and exercise our right to vote, as well as represent what's in the interest of our people and our community. I think that too often those individuals that do get to the polls and vote are somewhat controlled and misled by politics. And I think that serves as a disservice to all of us. You know, everybody's sitting back and saying that there's nothing that can be done about reckless driving. Everybody's sitting back and saying there's nothing we can do about violence. And then we have folks that go out and report and say that violence is down. And from where I'm sitting and the things that I see on a day-to-day basis, crime is not down. The reckless driving is a crime. So, you know, and the other thing I don't hear them report on or talk about, a lot of people end up getting shot and don't die. That's a crime. And they never mention those stats when they're talking about crime. You never hear them talk about those stats as well. And, okay, good morning. Let me see, Bill. I'm having some difficulties with this, and what I'm going to do, because I'm having some technical. Yeah, I know. I got to hire a tech, but on
on the budget that we're operating on, I don't think that would be a good idea to do that. But I tell you what, let me try this. Let's see if this works. And now, okay, it should be dialing.
Yes, sir.
But for whatever reason, I'm not getting. I think I got the mic back on now. Let's find out if that was the case. And if that be the case, I can work through this. And I'm still not getting the sound card to cooperate. So basically, the only thing I know to do in this case is to do what's best. I'm going to have to shut the computer down and reboot. That's just what we're going to have to do. And I can't get around it. So we're going to have to reboot and start over.